Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the City of San Diego's official LGBTQ Pride Kickoff event. Today, we mark the beginning of our festivities to celebrate 50 years of pride in our city and to reflect on our journey to get here. From the earliest days of advocacy and protest to the celebrations that we see today, our progress is a testament to the resilience, courage, and spirit of the LGBTQ plus community and its allies here in San Diego. Thank you all for joining us today, from our LGBTQ leaders to organizations like San Diego Pride and the LGBT Center, the Hillcrest Business Association, and the City of San Diego LGBTQ plus Employee Alliance. And thank you to my colleagues, those who are members of the LGBTQ community, Mayor Gloria and Councilmember Campbell and Councilmember Von Wilpert, and to our colleagues who are allies of the LGBTQ plus community as well. Why do the straight ones get a round of applause? Together, we strive to ensure that our city and our city government remain a beacon of inclusivity and equality and love. Many of us here at the city owe a debt of gratitude to the history made by the Honorable Christine Kehoe. She made history. She made history by being the first LGBTQ person elected to the San Diego City Council, and she kept making history by ensuring there were others who would follow in her district. She paved the way for Senate President Pro Tem Emeritus Tony Atkins and Mayor Gloria and Assemblymember Chris Ward, all of whom represented the district before me. In fact, District 3 has been continuously represented by a member of the LGBTQ community for over 30 years now. Today, a third of our city council is LGBTQ. We have a gay mayor, LGBTQ appointed officials, community leaders, and fantastic allies. In fact, San Diego is one of the most LGBTQ-friendly cities anywhere. So why is it important that we keep celebrating Pride every year? One reason it's important is because every year there's a whole new group of young people figuring out their sexuality or their identity. It is really important that they see that their city supports them. When I was a kid, I didn't live in a big city. We had no pride parade. It would have been reassuring to know that there are LGBTQ people all over the place, and there are even more allies. Remember, every year is another young person's first Pride. And I want to thank everybody here, each and every one of you, who helps to make that first Pride a special experience for them and for those of us who've been celebrating Pride for many years. A big round of applause to each and every one of you and to our wonderful allies. It is now my pleasure to introduce my friend, Councilmember Jennifer Campbell.
Thank you. I suddenly grew. I didn't even have to take growth hormone. It's wonderful. So thank you, my dear Councilmember Whitburn, who I think was the second person I met ever in San Diego. When the first day I came and Christine Kehoe was such a doll, she called me from Sacramento, and I didn't even know her. I'd left her this message. I'm new, I'm gay, I don't know anybody in San Diego, what do I do? God bless her. And she called me and said, if I was there, I would have shown you Hillcrest. But anyway, I owe so much to you. Thank you so much. You got me interested in doing this. And this year is so special. Why? Because it's our 50th year since the first Pride Parade. Yeah. 50 years ago, a small group here in San Diego, but very brave brothers and sisters of the LGBTQ community got together and organized the first ever Pride Parade. And thank you, Nicole Murray Ramirez and everybody else who's here, who was there in the beginning. It was so illegal then that many had to wear a bag over their heads so that they couldn't be identified. That's how much times have changed. But God bless them for coming out and doing it. And every year since then, we have been celebrating Pride, and it is the most well-attended event in San Diego every single year, with hundreds of thousands of people attending. So we're very proud of that. So not only was history made 50 years ago in our county, but around the entire country, because there was a gay woman in Ann Arbor, Michigan in 1974 named Kathy Kozachenko, and she ran for city council and became the first out gay elected in America that we know of. I'm sure there were many others who were not open, and I understand that completely. I'm from the Stonewall generation. Let me tell you something. You've taken your life in your hands back in the early days. If you came out as gay or trans, it was curtains. So God bless all those brave people who led the way and whose shoulders we stand on. I get the privilege of introducing our own trailblazer, Christine Kehoe, who was our first openly gay elected in 1993. And she really made a splash across this nation. I lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I heard about it. I was so impressed. And it made me feel better that I wasn't alone in this world as a gay person. There's millions of us. We figure 10 to 20% of the population is born gay. And we can't help it. We are what God gave us. And so we are born this way. And we so appreciate all our allies in the straight community who understand that, accept us, who love us. We're their brothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their mothers, their fathers. I have 9 grandchildren and 3 great-grandsons. And so far, I don't know if any of them are going to be gay, but I'm hoping. But let's get back to Christine Kehoe, such a wonderful woman who has served us not only on the council, but remember, she also was elected to the state assembly and also to the state senate. She was our senator for many years. And she has truly been a great servant of the public. After being in office, she became the executive director for the California Plug-in Vehicle Collaborative, and she did that for many years. And she has truly been a role model, a mentor, a friend, and it's such a joy to have her here today and to celebrate this historic 50th anniversary of our Pride Parade. So thank you so much, and here she is, the great Senator Christine Kehoe.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to see so many familiar faces, good friends. I'm delighted to be here, and I want to say thank you, first of all, to our openly gay mayor, the first one in the history of our city, Todd Gloria. Thank you so much, Todd. Lots of history being made in the last 20 years or so and before. I want to thank the City Council also for authorizing this celebration and honoring this year's Pride celebration here at City Hall officially. I'm delighted to be part of the festivities. Today, in San Diego, Pride was formed to remember Stonewall and to unify and celebrate our community in all its diversity. What courage it took to stand up at the Stonewall Inn in New York City 55 years ago and say, we are out and proud and we are not going back. Here in San Diego, just a short time later, from a few dozen participants and attendees in the 1970s, our parade and rally grew to hundreds, then thousands, and now to hundreds of thousands of visitors, community members, and allies. We joined together in Hillcrest to affirm and strengthen our bonds and celebrate who we love out loud and for all the world to see. Each year, our Pride festivities and rally are the largest LGBTQ event in the city. They're the most visible, the most diverse, and the most fun. Our San Diego Pride was my first Pride Parade and rally, and our hometown celebration is still my favorite. And yes, we come together each year again to commemorate Stonewall and our place as LGBTQ people, because we know we must be ever vigilant of our rights and responsibilities if we intend to keep them. We've made great progress, it's true. Just yesterday, President Biden declared the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village a national monument, part of our national park system. The same as Yosemite and the famous gay TV show Yellowstone. Or at least it's beloved by gays, I don't know. Anyways, but in other states, our right to marry, to express and determine our gender identity, to access the health care we need, all these rights that are now in law are being threatened state by state every day. We need to be vigilant always. We cannot drop our guard. Before I close, I want to just make a personal note that along with Scott Fulkerson, the past chair of the center, director of the center for many years, I co-chaired the Pride Committee with him in 1989. We called it the 1520 Committee at that time to celebrate both Stonewall and our own San Diego anniversary that year. With the help of a strong board of directors, including community heroes such as Larry Baza, Vertez Burks, Jerry Dilno, and others, the Pride organization was put on firm footing and evolved into the organization we know and admire today. As always, I'm proud as I can be to be celebrating with you and to be a part of our Pride festivities. My fellow San Diegans, we must remember how far we've come, and at the same time we need to commit again and again to protecting our equal rights as we go forward. Happy Pride, everyone.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. It's so lovely in San Diego that we get to celebrate Pride twice, with June in the rest of the world, and then July here for the rest of us. So I'm really honored to be here today with the mayor, the council, many heroes in the LGBTQ community, so many allies. I want to thank our leadership for our police department and our fire department for being here today and supporting us. And our lifeguard chief is here as well, so thank you to our lifeguards too. Yep. Our first responders truly do care about our community and have addressed the rise in hate crimes that we've seen recently. And as we reflect on the theme of today, Make History Now, I am thinking about how 55 years ago, it was a crime in this nation to be who you are. The folks at Stonewall were protesting being arrested because they were gay. They were breaking the law simply by going to a bar and being who they were 55 years ago. And now, 55 years later today, our police department is taking any crime against the LGBTQ community as a hate crime and prosecuting the haters. So things are changing. Despite the fact that we've seen some setbacks recently, I'm so honored to be here with one of our national heroes, Christine Kehoe, who really set the tone for all of us in 1993. And then since then, 30 years of leadership of a gay elected official in District 3 with Stephen Whitburn, our mayor here, Todd, Gloria. It's just been incredible to watch these folks open up doors for young people like me. I am now, last year I came out as part of the LGBTQ community, and I have been met with the most love you'd ever want to see. Yep. And so I want to recognize the love that is here in San Diego and the acceptance. You know, to me, the antidote to hate is not tolerance. The antidote to hate is love. And that's what we're doing here at City Council, is by promoting that and making sure everyone feels safe. So even though last year we did have a decision from a United States Supreme Court that said businesses can turn people like me away if they don't believe that gay people should be allowed into their businesses, I tried to explain it to my little brother who didn't understand. And I said, imagine we all go out to dinner as a family, and all of you get let into the restaurant, and they stop me at the door. And I have to stand outside and look. and watch you all from the window. That's what the Supreme Court said could be okay. But guess what? We've also made progress. Since Christine Kehoe was elected not only to City Council and the Assembly and the Senate, according to the Victory Fund, nationwide there are over 1,286 elected officials. We have 3 governors who are openly gay, 12 U.S. Congress members, 9 statewide office holders, 61 mayors, including our mayor, 237 state legislators who are openly gay, 810 local elected officials, and thousands of judges who are now on the bench and making sure our rights are protected. We are fighting back. We are not going to take this lying down. And someone I am very honored to introduce, who has been in this fight for a very long time and is a hero and a role model to all of us here, is Nicole Murray Ramirez, who has seen this movement grow and change and just this incredible gathering here at City Hall. Your influential roles included serving on the San Diego Human Relations Commission and being the driving force behind the Imperial Court system, which has helped raise millions of dollars for LGBTQ causes throughout the nation. Nicole's unwavering commitment to honoring our LGBTQ history is exemplified by your pivotal role in establishing the Harvey Milk Diversity Breakfast, which really does bring together people from all political spectrums, races, genders, nationalities. It's an incredible place to be. Nicole Murray Ramirez has been a stalwart advocate in the fight against HIV/AIDS and providing health care as a human right to every single person, raising awareness and funds and support for those affected by the epidemic. Nicole, your leadership extends to numerous communities throughout our city and our region and our country. And I'm very, very honored to be recognizing and inviting up to our next speaker, Nicole Murray Ramirez.
Good morning, buenos dias. I just returned from New York and the 55th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, where I had the honor to speak at the Stonewall Inn and celebrated the late Larry Baza becoming the first San Diegan inducted into the National LGBTQ Wall of Honor. 50 years ago, in 1974, Vietnam veteran Jess Jessup, ACLU attorney Tom Holman, and a crazy queen named Nicole were refused a permit for a pride march and were even told by the sergeant at the desk there will never be a gay pride march parade in San Diego. Dozens of us in 1974 marched anyway. The next year in 1975, after Tom Holman and the ACLU threatened to sue, Tom Holman was granted a permit. You see, homosexuality was against the law in California until 1976. And almost everyone was in the closet. At just with a stroke of a pen in the signature of your parents or a judge, homosexuals were committed to state hospitals and subjected to electric shock treatment and lobotomies. Many of my friends never returned the same. It was against the law for a bartender to serve a known homosexual bartender, to serve a known homosexual. Military witch hunts were commonplace. Many churches not only would not welcome us, but refused even to bury us. Bars were raided and homosexual couples were arrested for dancing with each other and charged with lewd conduct. Drag or cross-dressing was against the law. My late good friend, the Reverend George Walker Smith, rightfully called San Diego the Mississippi of the West Coast, with people of color and Jews not allowed or welcome in certain San Diego neighborhoods. The mayors of San Diego refused to meet with the LGBT community and would not even recognize that we existed. It was in this very environment that the LGBT San Diego began organizing our LGBTQ Community Center, San Diego Pride, the Imperial Court de San Diego Gay Alliance, Dignity for Gay Catholics, the Metropolitan Community Church, Leather Clubs, the San Diego Democratic Club, which is now Democrats for Equality, and yes, the Teddy Roosevelt Republican Club. As I've always said, a community, indeed a movement, that does not know where it comes from and whose shoulders it stands on doesn't really know where it's going. So today, remember and that we stand on the shoulders of Jess Jessup, Tom Homan, Larry Baza, Jerry Diono, Doug Moore, Bridget Wilson, Vertez Burks, the Reverend Dave Farrells and Howard Williams, Bob Lynn, Gloria Johnson, Stan Lewis, Jim Kua, Terias Odios, Carolina Ramos, Norma Braxton, Emperor Juan Omar, and Empress Juan Tawny Tan, Al Smithson, and so many others that are not with us today. And of course, Frank Storetti, Neil Good, our own Chris Kehoe, and yes, the late Al Bess, who was the first openly gay San Diegan to run for city council and was fired the day after he announced. So this morning, we are continuing a tradition that was established in the 1970s, honoring a new generation of activists and role models, our 2024 San Diego Pride title holders. Our Ms. Pride San Diego is Dawn Schultz. Would you come up here? So Dawn is a native San Diegan, and now her son is a fifth-generation native San Diego. She attended McKinley Elementary School and Grossmont College. She is the executive director of Dry Bar Corporation. It is the co-chairs of the Festival of Trees, an annual charity auction, and is involved with the Humane Society, and is married to Mo, who is right here and has been married with Mo, and they've been together for 14 years. Let's hear it for Miss San Diego Pride 2024. Sancho. Don, over here. No, not yet. No. We're going to do it all at once. All right. I love giving orders to the mayor and the city council. Mr. Pride San Diego 2024 is Eric De La Torre. He has been involved in raising awareness at HIV PrEP for many years, educating and doing HIV/AIDS outreach to our community, especially targeting the people of color community, trans community, the LGBT community youth. He is also a very respected Latino community activist. Our 2024 Miss San Diego Pride is Alexis Gabriel. I don't like pretty young queen standing next to me. I was pretty once, long ago. Okay. She is a well-known and respected activist in the recovery community and was Stepping Stone in the Uptown Alano Club. She's also volunteers at Sister League of San Diego and is a part of the past Princess Royale of the oldest organization, gay organization in San Diego, the Imperial Court de San Diego, and volunteers with the annual Children's Easter egg hunt, toy drive, and Thanksgiving dinner. Our 2024 MX San Diego Pride is Shalom Tamar. Shalom is 20 years old and was born in Israel, but grew up in San Diego. There was high school. She was the high school valedictorian and attended San Diego State and Mesa College. They have won both nationally and state speech and debate competitions, and this is very interesting. They was a first volunteer at San Diego Pride at the age of 14. And they are now an assistant San Diego Pride festive manager. So I would like to acknowledge some of the parents are here, but for that we have a very special guest. And that is our Mr., and we're all over the place, these contests and titles. We have the honor today having Major Logan Beltanaho, of the United States Space Force, who was Major Logan was recently named Mr. International Pride 2024. Major Logan is from Long Beach and is a West Point graduate and a former let's hear for that. A former San Diego, he attended Ramona High School when he lived in San Diego. He is a graduate of West Point and is a former Mr. Long Beach Pride and a Prince in the Imperial Court of Long Beach. Now, some of their parents are here, which I think is so wonderful, talking about unconditional love and true family values. So with the parents of your mothers here of Schultz, would you please stand up, your mom? And Shalom's parents are here, both right there. And then we have, oh, that's right. And then we have Logan's parents, Major Logan's, who are here with us too. What'd you say? So now we're going to have the Miss America part of this, the sashing and the crowning of our title holders. So Mayor Gloria. No. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, start there. The mayor. No. Let's in that order.
Which shoulder?
You can tell the mayor's never been to a pageant. He just, which shoulder? Ask any of the drag queens here. They'll tell you.
That's why I asked you.
I know. I know. So thank you all very much. And my last message to you is out of the closets into the voting booth in November. Thank you.
You need to wrap up? Are you good? Yeah. That's it? Okay. Well, you got,
Yeah, you do that.
okay.
All right, how about a hand for Nicole and our title holder? And if I could invite all of the council members over here, we're going to do the proclamation. Over here. We'll do the proclamation. Straight council members too.
We love everybody.
We love everybody. We're inclusive here. Oh, and our city attorney is here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Oh, you have a fabulous frame for this prop.
Oh, yeah, much more fabulous than usual.
Next year, next year we need rhinestones.
I almost gave it to the little kids, but we saved it for today.
We'll get our mayor over here as well. All right. It is now my honor to present San Diego Pride with our official proclamation for San Diego LGBTQ Pride Month. I won't read all of the whereas clauses. You're welcome. But I will read the last part. Whereas, while our city, state, and nation have progressed in our journey toward equality, understanding, and mutual respect for all, we still have a long way to go in eradicating the prejudice and discrimination that lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, and two-spirit people and their families encounter. And to this end, we continue working for both legal and social justice and liberation for the entire LGBTQ plus community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the mayor and the council of the city of San Diego for and on behalf of the people of San Diego that July 2024 shall be San Diego LGBTQ Pride Month in the city of San Diego. Happy Pride, everybody.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, council members, and thank you for the remarks by two of our Heroes of Pride honorees this year, Nicole Murray Ramirez and former Senator Chris Kehoe, who each played such a seminal role in shaping what San Diego Pride has become today, 50 years later. Without Nicole's bravery stepping out into the street before it was even legal to be gay in California, we might never have had the subsequent marches and parades that lit the torch of LGBTQI liberation in our city. Without Chris Kehoe and the actions of the 1520 committee, San Diego Pride may never have professionalized into a fully fledged year-round nonprofit that not only produces our annual parade and festival, but also provides free programming to empower and uplift thousands of San Diegans in our LGBTQ community year-round. Your actions perfectly illustrate this year's Pride theme, which is Making History Now, which Jen and I hoped would serve to remind our community members that the LGBTQ liberation movement is not just for the history books, but is alive and well, and that a small group of dedicated people can change and make a positive impact for our community that reverberates for decades. It has been my honor to serve as interim executive director with Jen on San Diego's 50th anniversary year and move forward the work that still needs to be done. We are building on the legacy of those leaders who came before us and breaking new barriers as we go. Today, your San Diego Pride organization is one of the most accessible prides in the US. It is a pride organization that is the most philanthropic in the world and has been able to give back $3.5 million through our Pride Community Grant Program to LGBT serving nonprofits since our incorporation in 1994. And furthermore, it brings an estimated $27 million in positive economic impact to our city each July.
It is such an honor and a privilege to get to lead this organization with you, Serafina. And these Pride events are still so vital to our community, especially now. The increased divisiveness in our country overall has often specifically targeted our LGBTQI+ community, using our existence as a political wedge issue. In this presidential election year, we know that divisiveness and anti-LGBTQI+ rhetoric has reached new heights, and that rhetoric is not new. We've been here before, and we have won before, and we're gonna win again. The same recycled language we heard in 1977 when Anita Bryant was spewing hate around the country, in 1978 when they tried to pass the Briggs Amendment that we defeated, is the same language that is being used now to target our community, and we are gonna win again, and we need all of you to join us with that. Our community is so resilient. We have decades and centuries of experience in holding both protests and celebration at the same time, in the same breath. Because pride is still protest in every sense of the word, and pride is also joy, and our queer joy is resistance. Thank you so much for being part of Making History Now, for joining us in celebration of Pride Month, and here's to continuing that celebration and that protest throughout the whole year. Happy Pride, everyone. Happy Pride. All right. It's gorgeous.
All right, before we do a photo here, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you and really appreciate everybody who has participated in today's program, from Christine Kehoe to Nicole to our LGBT electeds, the mayor, Councilmember Von Wilpert, Councilmember Campbell, and I also want to acknowledge our allies. Our allies are so important, and I want to acknowledge the allied council members who are with us today. Councilmember Campillo, thank you very much for being here. We have Council President Elo Rivera, Councilmember Lee, Councilmember LaCava. Councilmember Foster is over here as well, and it is just so. Our city attorney, Mara Elliott. Here, let me take a look over here. Everybody. So, and most of all, thanks to each and every one of you for being here. From our new police chief and new fire chief and all of our city employees, each and every one of you from the community who turned out here, thank you very much. Happy Pride, everybody, and really enjoy the month.